Okay, so you walked out in the woods.
Yeah, we walked out. I could hear a bunch of noise behind us. Whenever, whenever we got into the Jeep, a certain time he was supposed to meet us there. We got in the Jeep and we went back to our living quarters, which was in Lammer's store, in Otto Junker's building. And we took, the next day, we was going back to the same place, same position. That's overlooking Schmidt, the town of Schmidt. So we went back, and where we were, I looked up, all the trees were hit. They were like somebody chopped them off. They shelled that damn place. And those guys that was at 102nd Cavalry, they says, boy, you guys are lucky. He says, you left at the right time. He said, man, they practically tore up that corner. Boy, they did, bro. It was a mess. So we got back. He spotted where their artillery outfit was coming from, because he could see the smoke and stuff, you know. And we phoned back to Field Artillery Observation Battalion. They had going down every so many feet they'd have a microphone. Whenever the Germans would shoot their gun, it recorded from there. They knew just exactly how far the gun was. And they also used flash. They can tell by the flash. They had instruments that would record the flash, and they pinpoint where that outfit was. So, after they set them up with the gun in the back, guns in the back, we annihilated them. I mean, I annihilated them. There was nobody bothered us no more. Oh man.
Wow.
Oh yeah. And they even, when we were in Germany, they even had a captured P-51. They painted swastika on a P-51, and they put a 500-pound bomb under it, and they was coming over. They dropped it, trying to get our #1 gun, and we had logs built up like that, you know, like a parapet around each one, and these were down in a hole. Anyway, and whenever that bomb, they dropped that bomb, it was just at dusk, it was very hard to see. They dropped that bomb, that thing, and it hit this parapet on this side and knocked it over on the gun. But the bomb went down, but it didn't go off. So we moved the gun. We moved the gun to a new position, surveyed it in, and we called bomb squad. They come. They had these they object to war. What the hell they call them? They're GIs, but they're non-combatant. Well, they got a dangerous job because they had to take care of the bombs and stuff that didn't go off. So they dug down 14 feet. It didn't come. It was a shell pile, like for coal mining. There was a bunch of shell there, and they went down 14 feet, and they probed, they located it, they put a beehive, what you call a beehive charge. It's a shaped charge. All the pressure goes all in one point, like, and they put that baby down, and everybody cutting their foxhole all the way around, and when they exploded that thing, boy, they went all man, gee, what a racket that made, and then they filled in the hole, and it was all right. But that's how bad they wanted to get us. They even one time, I could hear the gun. Their gun go off, their artillery piece, and it seemed like it was always moving. It was a self-propelled gun, and they was on our road. It was like not run parallel to where we were, and they shoot right in our area. They shoot about 5 shells, then it moved down to the next position, and they shoot from there. They had about 4 positions that they was doing. So when they fired the first shell, up in the first position, the FOB outfit figured out where that was. Then on the second and third. But whenever he got down to the bottom, whenever he went up, they went up with the self-propelled gun to the first position again. He was waiting for him. And man, when he fired the first shot, and then we opened up. We had 4 of these with 200-pound shells aimed in that one area. They had no chance in hell of getting them out. And we annihilated that sucker, and we slept good the rest of the night. They left the saloon. Well, there was nobody there anymore. So one time we got being on the observation post, I could see what's going on. We were in contact with the infantry and the other outfits and everything. We had, in other words, we was always out, fixing wire, being up on the OP. You got to see, but the guys that was on the guns, they never get nowhere. They stayed right with that gun. That was their job. I had my job, and they had their job. In other words, it took a lot of guys. Nobody wins the war by themselves. It takes a hell of a lot of guys, and everybody doing their job to get things done. And one time, like I said, we got a order for, they hit a certain spot in Germany, and the lieutenant looked at the map and he says, God damn, that's out in the middle of a lake. He said, what the hell's out there? Gunboat or what? Yeah, so we fired on it. Here it was an island. It was an island, they had artillery pieces on the island. Well, they had, because we practically, I think there's no island there no more. It's probably a bunch of cast iron and everything all over the place. Because, man, we annihilated that bugger. And that was one of the good parts of being on the observation post. And like I said, Lammersdorf, outside of Smith, when we was there, the building we were in was the Otto Junkers building. It was a foundry. The Germans used to make, like, if you go over here to the Kidron steel mill, you'll see patenting furnaces, what they call patenting furnaces, where they heat up steel rods going through, and then they makes the steel you can soften up to where you can draw it, make it smaller and smaller and smaller. But that's what they was making. They was manufacturing these patenting furnaces. Like they actually had every literature all over the world. You know, in English and German and South American stuff was, but that was on a world field for them, commerce, and we was in the one corner of the building, and our observation post, we had to go up a staircase right alongside the windows in the front. The windows were like that wide, and they went from the floor to the ceiling. It was a high ceiling, and the stairs went right past it. This one time, I'm up on it was my turn to be up on the OP. The lieutenant and the radio man, they were down in that office where we were sleeping and eating. That's where our living quarters was. So they're nice and safe over there. I'm up on top. I'm on top of the building, on the roof. I've got the big old binoculars checking the Germans, and all of a sudden I heard a sky burst about 100, maybe 150 feet down the road, parallel with the building. And the phone, the wires somehow got messed up, so I had to walk down them steps and go to the office where the lieutenant was. I reported a shell come in, sky burst, you know, about 15 or 16 feet off the ground, and he wrote it down. Then I went up them steps again, get up on the roof, and all of a sudden I heard another whack, and it was half the distance between where the first shell went off and where I was at. So I went back down. I told the lieutenant, he says, keep me informed, he says. This time I was going up them steps. I was thinking, man, that son of a bitch is after me. I get just past this big long window. I just get past it. And a little bit further up the steps, and a big bang. The building shook and everything. The shell hit right in this corner of the building where the window sill was. And it took out a big chunk there, and the steps that I was on, it cut it off in half. So it knocked me forward. The concussion knocked me forward, and I didn't get hit, but I mean, it sure shook the hell out of me, I'll tell you. I fell forward, and I couldn't breathe because all that smoke and the ground up. The building was made out of stone. It ground up that stone and brick and everything, and I couldn't breathe. No, I went to turn around. I got the banister in my hand. I went down. Then there was no more banister. I felt with my feet. I couldn't see nothing, so I felt with my feet. You know, as I went one step and I went down to another one. pretty soon there was no steps. So I just jumped off the edge. I landed on a bunch of literature, and it kind of stopped my fall. I sprained my ankle, and then I started running along. There was trying to get past two more windows like that. So I ran like hell. I made the turn down, went right past where the office was, where we were using it for the our living quarters. And meanwhile, the officer, Lieutenant Satry, and the radio man, was a Jewish boy, Kemp. They've already started down the steps. You know, they started heading for the cellar. And I ran down them steps. I mean, I didn't. They was laughing so damn hard when they got down. But I knocked the lieutenant up one side of the wall, and I knocked the radio man up the other side, and I ran right between them. And then they said they don't know why I didn't break my damn neck. And they was laughing so hard when they come down to the bottom of when they got down in the cellar, and they says, it's unbelievable. They says, I don't know how you can run down steps like that. Because I was only hitting ever so. You do a hell of a lot of things when you're scared. Now, that day, finally the shelling quit. And then, whenever it was quit, Satry says, let's go up and see where you were. And whenever he took one look, he says, man, he said, man, you were lucky. He says, God damn, he says, I don't know how he says, somebody was watching out for you. And, I shook for about 2 months after that. My hands was shaking pretty damn bad there for a while. But you got a job to do, and you kept doing it. See, like now, them guys, they have all kind of help now. Guys get wounded and everything. But we didn't have none of that. If you got wounded, they shipped it back to England. Boy, they shipped a lot of guys over to England. We lost a lot of guys. Even in artillery, we still lost a lot of guys. Like we hit Normandy, our outfit, they gave us 40 men overstrength to take up the slack for the invasion. We lost that 40 plus 40 more. You'd be surprised. We was going through, we hit the Dragon's Teeth. You've seen the Dragon's Teeth, haven't you?
I believe I've heard of it.
Siegfried line. They had these concrete things sticking out of the ground. Every so often to keep tanks from coming through.
Was that on the beach?
Huh?
On the beach?
No, this was in Germany.
Oh, in Germany itself. I was just making sure.
There was the Maginot line. Then there was that was the French.
Yeah.
Then we had the Siegfried line. That was the Germans, and they had these, what's it called, Dragon's Teeth. If you watch, every once in a while you see them on a History Channel, and it shows you the Dragon's Teeth. And we was walking, there was snow on the ground at that time. There was, walking through this one field. We was walking through the damn field for about a week. And this one day, John Buss was walking on the field, and he hit a mine. And it blew him up. And Sergeant Beers from Alaska is where he lived. He ran in after him to see if he can save him. You know, he ran in to try to save him. But when he ran in, his leg hit another mine. So it blew off one leg, the left leg, and then part of the right. And we got him out. We got them both out of there. And we've been using that damn field, and nothing ever happened. And all of a sudden, tragedy. We had 2 John Busters in the outfit. And the nicer guy, he got blew up with that mine. And so that's the way we've been losing guys. Bombing, shelling. Like when we got bombed on Normandy, we lost 9 guys that night.